how did you know that?
I got a note in the mail.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
A copy.
Volunteer of the year.
that's me. You're in very august company, pal. Let me just tell you.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. I don't know if you all know what we're talking about, but
No.
it's the Visiting Nurse Association Hospice Program. So yeah, I got quite a nice award last week. I am. Hey, that's a nice ship painting behind you, John. Yeah, I am.
Oh,
I am the 2020 recipient of the Volunteer of the Year award. So,
wow.
well, in
That's a
part,
wonderful group.
yeah, thank you. I agree, and I owe it partly to the fact that I owe some of it to COVID because a lot of the volunteers won't go out now. So
Oh,
I
Like
was,
me.
so the
Yeah.
so the significant attrition helped me a lot. But
what is it that are you delivering food or?
no. I go to visit. I go to visit what I call my clients. The nurses and the social workers refer to them as patients. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So this is hospice, John.
Good for you.
It's like palliative care.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, in brief, I visit people who are dying. Is what I do.
Right. And try to make their last days better.
Yeah, and in some cases they don't die soon.
Right.
It's interesting. A few even get discharged.
Malingerers.
You guys ready to go?
I'm
I
sorry.
got everything set up.
We're
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go. Do we?
Yeah, good. All right.
Do we have any
Congratulations.
clients? Do we have any clients?
Clients?
We have 16 participants.
Participants.
Yes, we have 10 attendees currently. All right. So the November 23rd, 2020 meeting of the Yarmouth Old Kings Highway District Committee is about to convene. As a precautionary measure to reduce the spread of coronavirus, this meeting will be held by remote participation. My name is Grace Rogers and I'm the office administrator, and I'll be serving as moderator for this virtual meeting, and I'm now turning the meeting over to the committee chair.
She's going to turn it over very briefly. My name is Richard Gagenwath, and I'm the chairman of the Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee for the town of Yarmouth. I will begin by taking a roll call to make sure that we have a quorum. Bob Wilkins,
Here.
Rosemary Nichols,
Here.
Paula Morrison,
Here.
John Stewart,
here.
and Jane Hildebrand. She may not be here. I didn't see a picture come up. Good. Okay, so we do have a quorum, so we'll be able to begin. It's beyond 7:15, so we can start now. And the moderator will go through a bunch of details of how the meeting is run and how to get on and off and to be able to speak. Because we have 7 items on the agenda plus one that was carried over from 2 weeks ago. So we'll have of the order of 8 or so guests. So Grace, you can continue.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, this meeting of the Yarmouth Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee, is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access and participate in the proceedings as provided for in the order. Persons who would like to view this meeting while in progress may do so by joining the virtual meeting as an attendee. You may also listen to the meeting by dialing into the number provided on the notice of meeting. The meeting will be posted on the Town of Yarmouth YouTube channel for future viewing. Please be patient as we work to overcome any technological challenges with the virtual meeting. For all meetings, for all audience participants, enter the virtual meeting muted. Participants will be unmuted when called upon to speak by the chair or moderator. If you are not speaking, please mute yourself to avoid unnecessary background noise. Clearly state your name each and every time prior to speaking. Do not use speakerphone or Bluetooth devices when speaking. All votes must be roll call votes. After a motion is made and seconded, the chair will ask for a roll call vote. For applicants and presenters, applicants can use the raise hand button or press *9 on their phone to identify themselves to the chair. The moderator will unmute applicants when they are called upon to speak during their portion of the agenda. Applicants shall identify themselves by first and last name and affiliation for the record. Applicants or presenters, provided by the applicant will be displayed by the moderator only if asked to do so. If it appears the meeting cannot or should not proceed, then the moderator will recommend that the chair request to continue the hearing to a later date and time. Public comment. During the portions of the hearing designated for public comment, the chair will ask if anyone in the audience has any questions or comments relating to the item being heard. Members of the public may request to speak by selecting the raise hand button or *9 on their phone and waiting for the chair to call on them to speak. Members of the public recognized by the chair are asked to identify themselves by first and last name and affiliation for the public record and then provide their comment. Thank you, and I'm handing the meeting back to the chair.
Good. Thank you, Grace. As I mentioned before, there are 7 new applications for certificates of appropriateness. And the one which was tabled at the last meeting. Want to just remind you that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it's the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including the building department, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should also know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by our decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway. Our office administrator will be happy to answer any questions that you might have with respect to that process. So the first item this evening is concerned with construction of a new one-family house with attached garage, a rear deck, screen porch, and front porch at 78 Sisters Circle. Richard and Susan Conan are the owners, and Nicholas Klagadinos is the agent. So I'm not sure if Richard or Susan are here tonight to speak to this, or is Nicholas? Nicholas has an hand raised, so we can unmute him.
All right, hold on 1 second. All right. Nick, you should be able to speak. And Susan, if you would like to as well, you have that ability. Just be sure to unmute yourselves.
Are they able to speak?
You should be. I just have to unmute.
Am I unmuted? This is
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Want me to say anything? Presenting, you said most of it already. A new home for Richard and Susan Conan, Sisters Circle in Yarmouthport.
Uh-huh.
I am the agent and the builder.
Okay,
And there was one change on that plan, that we're not going to have a screen porch on the back. That was eliminated, but it's not visible from the street anyway. It's the same size deck though.
okay, now I had a question. I wasn't able to find the color on the previous, the
Blue.
list of specifications.
You can't-
It's a blue.
The front color, the
Yeah.
clapboard color, Newburyport blue.
Right. Is that kind of a smoky blue? I didn't,
Uh,
the shimmer, but-
It's not a bright blue, yes, it's a more like a Hamilton type blue.
uh-huh. Okay, the picture shown here now is the front elevation. Two-car garage on the left and this
Correct.
porch coming across and this comes forward. So
The whole front of the house is the clapboard,
across the whole front. it's got-
yes.
Can you make it a little bigger, Grace, please?
Were colored chips submitted?
I thought they were submitted with the application.
The porch would have a different pitch compared to the
Yes,
main ridge. It doesn't show up on this picture very well, but
No.
you know, a line basically
Right.
going across.
the farmer's porch pitch is about approximately 4.
Yeah, and then it goes up to what, 10 or 12?
Right. So, I don't know, can you see my cursor on my screen? No,
No.
it comes in about, 4 feet up the
Oh, I don't.
main roof.
Right, yep. Okay,
Is that a historic color, Nick? Benjamin?
I thought it was, yes,
Is it a Benjamin Moore paint that you use?
yes, HC 155.
Like if I can grab an iPad and pull that up if we need to look at it. It's a lot of blue.
yeah. Can we look at the sides and rear? The floor plan?
Well, we've got a,
Here we go, down there.
That's the basement.
There you go.
There's the rear.
We'll turn it. Great, good. Okay, so. All right, and then the left elevation, the right elevation.
wait, okay,
Here we go.
I'm not getting a really good feeling for what this is gonna look like from these elevations. For some reason, from what I'm seeing, it looks more modern than it probably is.
Well, it's a 12-inch pitch,
Okay,
because this is a 90
yeah, I
degree.
can see that in the garage section of the front elevation.
Yeah,
The garage and the main portion of the house are all 12 pitch. The only shallower pitch is the farmer's porch in the front.
Right.
Yeah.
And the 3 sides are bleach and oil white cedar shingles, and the front is the clapboard.
Okay, well, I have,
yeah, and the right elevation shows the deck.
front elevation is showing me 2 garage doors. Right?
The front elevation is.
Okay, so,
Elevation
Garage
shows it.
doors face the street.
okay,
That's what you got up first.
blue clapboard as well.
Yes,
Just on the front, clapboard only on the front,
just the
correct?
front.
And that's the only blue that's on the front.
Yes.
Grace, do you have the color chip, Grace? Nick says he submitted it.
Just hold on for 1 second. I'm just gonna excuse myself.
Oh,
I've been very unlucky trying to find the colors on the website for these painters. They don't make it easy. 2 weeks ago, I spent about an hour and a half searching paints. So I didn't even try today on this one. The names sound nice. They all have nice sounding names.
Mhm. Yeah, I grew up in Newburyport.
And
Nice
the Benjamin Moores Historic, pretty safe with them.
Nick, did you happen to email that to me?
Lisa did from my office, yes.
Okay, that's probably why it's not on.
I'm looking for it here on my computer.
Usually I'm.
HC 155.
HC 155.
Okay.
Go in your kennel.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's,
I have everything here except for that. She emailed me the landscape
Can you-
plan.
I don't know if you guys are gonna,
Yeah, I see it. It's a nice blue.
it's a dark blue. That makes, can everyone see that?
Yeah,
Okay,
Good.
Yeah, it's almost a gray blue,
it is.
but it is a historical color.
Did you find it
Yes,
online?
yes.
Yeah,
Just type in HC.
I did that and it did not come up.
Huh.
Benjamin Moore.
John had the magic machine there.
Just have an iPad.
Yeah,
It's getting a reflection though. It's kind of darker than that.
I have it on my phone, which,
That's pretty,
oh, I can see it changed. That's a much closer version, John, what you're showing now
okay.
Wait a minute, we can see this now?
Can you,
on John's.
my picture?
It's of a smoky blue.
Can I share my screen with you at all? Anybody know?
Yeah, let me just stop sharing mine.
Okay,
Okay, you can share yours, Nick.
Do I drag it to the main screen or what do I do with it?
If you usually press escape and then down below one of the smaller window, it shows share screen in the middle icon. If you put your mouse over the screen, it should pop up with a menu bar.
Okay. This one right here.
There you go.
Did it come up?
There
Yeah.
you go. That's
That's
it.
That's it.
That's kind of smoky.
okay, all right, yep.
Got it?
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't realize, I was just looking at all the icons, goes with shades similar. I didn't realize that entire background was the Newburyport blue. All
Yeah,
right, okay. Yep,
No,
I apologize. It
go
did
lie
pop
down.
right up.
Go lie down. Come on.
Paul's telling you to go lie down.
My dog is driving me crazy. She's like crazed.
All right, Bob, go lie down.
All right.
The wind.
Look at Newburyport blue. Okay, so,
okay, so now the windows are what, 2/2?
2 over 1, I believe.
I've,
Okay, can we get back to the,
Specification sheet.
that specs are,
Anderson windows, 2 over 1, white on the outside. SDL grills, permanently applied with spacer bar grill.
Mhm.
What else can I say?
or
The garage doors are steel and they're going to be white, but they're raised panel doors.
Yep.
The front door, I believe, is a 6-panel door. And that's going to be white as well.
Good, that's the question I had.
what is on the cedar shingles H2BO bleaching stain? And
It-
that,
it- It's what they used to call, yeah, bleaching oil, but now it's a water-based, more environmentally friendly.
Yeah,
And it's white.
Cabot's bleaching stain was used for years and years.
Okay.
What's the approximate color of it?
It's the light gray,
A
Light
light gray.
gray.
beige gray.
It's supposed to mimic the aging of the shingles gradually, but you get it right away.
Right.
Okay.
And then it's consistent all around the house instead of the south side being black after a few years and the north side having not changed at all. So the whole house is consistent, or the three sides.
And
This door on the screen is the side garage door. That'll be white as well.
there's, where is our color of the shingles?
It's sort of like the color of that door. Or the roof shingles.
Yeah, the roof shingles. Where am I?
Pewter.
The roof shingle is pewter wood, but Certainty Landmark Architect shingles, pewter wood.
And we don't have it looks black in the application. That's why.
It's more charcoal.
Okay. It's a dark looking house.
Charcoal is not the same as pewter. Those are two different colors, but
It's
is that
kind of-
charcoal or is it pewter?
Well, pewter's lighter.
Yeah,
Yours more silver.
yep. So Nick,
Um,
what's the color? Is it charcoal or is it silverish?
They're calling it pewter wood. I'm trying to get
Yeah,
the color chip was sent in, wasn't it? Or that's one of the approved colors, I believe. Let me look it up.
Yeah, we're kind of working under a
yeah.
difficult situation here. So
We're groping in the dark is what we're doing.
Colors are gonna look different on everybody's screen too.
I'm sure it does.
Let's see.
Well, I have 3 screens open right now.
Yeah,
Me
you're a
too.
lucky guy.
Two over ones over the garage, all the way around. And this is facing south. If I'm correct.
Let's see, the house is facing southeast to the street.
Okay. So we're not looking for solar panels. Because we're on the wrong side of the road.
Just for the benefit of the other members of the committee on the, we do have view options up at the top of the screen. So we can enlarge these elevations, which I found to be helpful. Of course, you get to if you try to enlarge too much, if you try to enlarge 300%, it gets blurry.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Again, this is much better done when I'm in my office, but that wasn't possible for me, unfortunately.
I have the application on another screen. I have to see these. My only comment is it's a lot of dark colors. So the whole house looks a little dark, and for some reason this porch looks kind of modern to me, but I don't think this is a very good representation on the front elevation. Am I wrong?
Well, the porch goes from the garage all the way over to
Right.
the gable there.
I
So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 posts. Right?
Does it, it ends between the first and the second from the left windows?
Yeah, that would be my interpretation.
Are you talking about the porch? The porch
Yeah.
comes from the gable on the right, the bump out gable, that's a bedroom.
Yeah.
And there's a window between the garage and the kitchen. So that's where it ends. The other, it looks like it continues, but the railing is where the porch is.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's
Alright.
just 3 posts.
And so the window next to the garage door goes, that wall goes to the ground, to the foundation.
Yes, yes. And that's actually the laundry.
And the roof above that window is recessed with respect to the principal roof? It's very
Yes,
hard to tell from these elevations. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
And that's why we have a different pitch on the porch up,
it's
over
like
the porch.
six-
Let's see, how deep is the porch?
porch is only 6 feet.
Okay.
Good. Well, I'm pretty well satisfied. I don't have any other questions.
We're off the main beaten path here, to say the least, so.
There might have been, there was a raised hand earlier from, I would assume in a butter.
Are there any neighbors?
Well, that's one of the owners there, Susan is on.
Who can find out if there are any abutters?
Yeah, there's someone raising their hand. You should be able to speak now.
If
There's
the
a phone
abutter
number,
could
508-385. I don't want to give out the entire number.
The phone is muted.
Is? Phone is gone.
Oh, no.
I have the pewter wood on my screen if you'd like to see it.
Might as
Oh.
well. Can't hear the abutter, so.
Well, the Susan Condon there is the owner, the one that shows up on the screen here.
Yep. I promoted her panelist in case she wanted to say something. But you can share your screen if you'd like to show the computer.
Now I have to remember how to do it. Escape, oh yeah, escape, share screen. Post disable. You disabled me. Oh, there it is. Can you see it now?
Hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a computer.
Mhm.
That's a proper
Yeah.
name.
Charcoal pewter.
Looks like charcoal to me.
Right, right.
I
It's,
don't see pewter at all.
it's darker than pewter, that's for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, computers are not always very, very light. So that works. Good. Okay, any other questions?
Well, there was an abutter who wanted to speak and I don't know what happened.
There was a phone up and then are they calling back?
Can you see who it is, Grace?
I can only see the number when they call in. I didn't want to give the entire number out.
Yeah.
Right.
The chat came up, it says, was the Heatherwood roof removal replacement already discussed at the November 9th meeting? I could not find minutes posted. That's
I'll add
from,
it with Richard, no worries.
I see two phone numbers for call-in listeners. One's a 774 and one's an 860. Everyone else is listed by name.
Don't,
Mhm.
where do you find that?
Participants?
I don't know.
Yeah, if you expand your participants.
I'm still
on the
looking
grid.
at.
Down at the bottom, John.
Oh, arrow down.
If you click on participants to the left of chat, and you got the panelists and you got the attendees, you can
Mhm.
toggle back and forth between those.
Don't have that. Oh, chat.
Yeah, but to the left,
Oh,
participants.
I see it. Okay, it was off my screen. Okay. Whoop. So
Well, I
I
guess,
don't see any, I don't see any phone numbers.
They're at the top, but the number that had called in was a 508 area code and they haven't come back in.
I
Okay.
see 860,
yep. And the other one,
860 and 774.
yep, those two, but I guess they're not the ones who want to speak.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Okay. Do members have any further questions? Oh, you have Nick.
Nope, not I.
Okay, the 201 windows are okay with everyone
Yes,
for this
fine.
design
Okay with that.
location?
Yep,
Good. Okay, do we have a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve.
I second. Rosemary.
So is there a second? Okay, so
John Stewart, sorry.
all those in favor? Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye,
Bob Wilkins,
With a wing and a prayer, aye.
and Paul Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gagenworth, aye. Great. Okay, Nick and Susan. If you have any changes you want to make, please contact us before you make them. When I go out to do a survey, once it's framed out, I don't like to see a whole bunch of new windows.
No.
Once upon a time, I went to a new house and had 11 changes.
that's all.
So, good, okay. Good
Well,
luck.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sorry for the confusion, but you're welcome.
That's all right. It went pretty smoothly, I think. On a couple that I've been on, this was very smooth.
I'm glad you feel that way.
It's nice to hear.
All right.
I'm going to sign out. Nick Lagodino signing out.
All right, good night.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is installation of a 4-foot pool fence at 71 Old Hyannis Road. Christian Dietrich is the owner and Shoreline Pools is the agent. I think I saw Christian Dietrich on the list there of attendees. Yeah, up at the top there.
Unmute, you can speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good evening. This is Chris Dietrich.
Good, okay. So this is a black anodized, I guess, aluminum.
It's a wood picket across the front. It's black aluminum on the left-hand side, and the other three sides are chain link,
Chain link, which is black chain link.
black chain link, correct.
Yeah. There was a plot, there's the picket fence. And that's the type of fence would be on the one side.
Yes.
And here we go. It was a plot plan. Yep. So that, yeah, the wood comes right up to the house. And then the chain link is across the top of the picture and the back, which are woods adjacent to that, isn't there?
I'm sorry?
Are there wooded areas back there?
Yes, it's all wooded behind it,
So the chain link fence won't stand out. really.
correct.
On the other side, that's a little more open. So,
So facing, excuse me, sorry. Facing the street is the white picket.
yep,
Correct.
Okay. That the quick shot I saw that, was that white or was it an off-white or?
it's white.
It's white. The picture that we have is just a regular cedar picket for
I see.
illustration.
Okay.
Yeah, that one there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay,
That looks,
any further questions?
Are there any abutters present? Okay, I move to approve.
I'll second Paula.
Okay, so those in favor? Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gagenworth. Aye. So again, I'll remark, if you are going to change this around, use different materials, let us know in advance.
Thank you.
So have a good time putting it up. Now, the next item on the agenda is actually the same house,
Same address.
is the pool house, so like a shed, which is what's this, Jamie McGrath will probably represent that. It's Pine Harbor Wood Products. Again, at 71 Hyannis Road. And it says Yarmouth Dreams LLC is the owner, but I don't know what that's all about. So this pool house, what are the dimensions? 18 by 20? There was a plot plan given. And the spec sheet. That one. So this is a window with 6/6 grills. The door. Well, okay, it looks like AZEK trim, white, and white cedar shingles on the back, clapboards on the front. And I suppose the shingles are probably the same color as the house. Yeah, siding is also to match the house. It's kind of a tan front. The picture that they had for the pool railings and stuff, fence, had the color came out better in that particular picture. Do we have below the picture of the house, there's a schematic drawing of the pool house, which has like patio doors across the front, which is probably facing the pool, and a couple of windows on the back.
Those are all of those 4 patio doors, are they fixed lights on each side, and the 2 center ones open? They face the street, but I don't think you'll be able to see them.
Yeah, that's the overhang.
And they're way behind, they're behind the house at the end of this little long circular driveway. So normally I would say that's
Yes, it's
a little modern, but I don't think we'll be able to see it from the street really.
right. And the shingles would weather too.
Right.
In a year's time, they'll.
Okay.
The plot plan is down next picture, I think.
It's all the way up page 7.
For those of us who have only the had the benefit of only one computer to look at. Grace, could we see the front elevation again? It was cut off,
Right.
Well,
and I have no control over the screen. So,
yeah, that's when it was constructed.
We now return control of the television to you.
yeah. The drawing, please.
Oh, that elevation. Okay, I don't know if you wanted it up the main house or a
Mm,
pool house.
So
Yeah.
those are the, so are they all doors or are those? They all,
For the middle two
the middle two open, there's a,
are doors, yeah,
and the other two are fixed lights then, I guess.
the low light. Yeah. And there's a nice overhang. You can sit on a chair in the shade when you get out of the pool.
Yep.
So it's a good design. And the plot plan is the number 7.
Right. It's a long way from the road.
Yeah.
And it's on the other side of the pool.
Okay.
You see
Can you
that?
show us plot plan, please, Grace?
Yeah, you show it?
I only have a laptop. I don't have 2, 3 devices, just one.
Okay, good.
I guess I have to invest in another device or something.
Well,
It's, I get them cheap.
No, I'm the cheap guy. I only have one. So,
We have 4, we have 5 iPads, 3 iPhones, 3 iMacs. Oh, we have a business and they're all in use all the time.
So this shed is right smack in the back of the house.
Right, it is.
On the road, the house blocks the view. And
I think it's, yeah.
okay.
Well, see, normally I wouldn't agree to those doors, but I think it's okay
oh yeah,
from the street.
and they're also under that big overhang, so it's going to be shady there all the time.
Right. Is there, so
There's another thing too, which is that neighborhood is, very impressive, shall I say, houses in
Upscale.
that area. So the fact that it's somewhat grand, which might be what you're driving at, John, is maybe considered in setting appropriate.
Appropriate.
you you said that so well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Volunteer of the night as well, I think.
There you go.
Volunteer of the
Before I get too ego sated or what, then now I'm not saying it so well. I move to approve this application.
I'll move to second it, John Stewart.
Great, thank you. So how do we have, say aye if you like it. Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
and Richard Gagenwath, aye. So you have some good weather, it's still warm now, maybe you can get it built soon. If you can make any changes, let us know. And, otherwise, good luck with it. Now, the next item, we'll move on to another house. On 143 Route 6A, Carol Royal is the homeowner, and I think right now there had been like an art studio and a photography business there. So what does the new sign look like? Is Carol here tonight?
Carol's here. I've promoted her to panelist, so she should be able to speak.
She's still muted, I think.
Carol, can you hear us? Oh, she is muted. Do you
Can
have
you
to,
unmute yourself, Carol?
do you have to unmute her? Grace?
I can't unmute her. She can only unmute herself.
She's on a phone. She's up, she's calling in by phone, so.
Do we have pictures of the sign?
You have the phone number? She's on the phone. You won't be able to-
Oh, she unmuted.
Ah, good.
Speak up, Carol.
Yep, that's better.
So do we have any pictures of the
We do.
sign?
At the page 4 is the artwork on the sign. And if I'm correct, this is going to be
Uh,
Not it. Hold on.
no.
no.
So I had questions for the applicant. I'm sorry she's not able to talk.
What for instance?
Well, is it, are we
I'm
talking
familiar
about,
with this project, so I can. I
okay,
can't
well, the first,
more, but I can
maybe,
probably answer.
okay, so maybe you have the answers, John. So are we talking about the same post as the existing post? Is that what we're gonna use?
Right.
Okay. And the colors, what's the picture, the photo that she provided in the application doesn't show color. And she has two colors. She has
Actually,
two.
it does.
It does.
It
It does.
does. I
Page
see the
2.
colors, but where do they go?
Well,
What's
Yeah.
the green and what's the yellow?
yellow is lower back, comma background. White is the lettering. Lettering is black. I
The
think
lettering is black and the green is, the lime green is where?
She let me know when she filed this because I had questions about the colors. They do come up a lot brighter than what they are in the office. When it got scanned in, these are hotter colors.
they
They're
are.
actually much more muted.
Yeah, my question is, what's the green and what's the yellow?
The flower is yellow, right?
Yes, the
Grace?
flower's
And the
yellow.
background is green?
No,
No, the stem.
The
Stem.
stem is green?
Yeah.
So
What-
just the flower and the stem are colored. Everything else is white.
Black and white.
Right. And the lettering is black.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Now,
not
it
bad.
should be the same size as the previous sign, which was approved.
Yeah.
Carol, are you?
Same size?
Is Carol able to speak?
And is this double-sided, this sign? Same thing on both
Yeah.
sides?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
think so.
Right. Dual.
Okay.
And there were dual lights at the top, I believe.
The only question is it kind of a matte finish? Because if you drive down, if the white is shiny, it wouldn't look good with the lights hitting it.
You would prefer it to be matte?
Well, it says wood. Let's,
I think we can request that.
the spec sheet should show. There we go.
It doesn't tell us whether that's a matte finisher, but I'm sure it's available in matte.
Wood color.
Okay, so it says yellow flower. The background is white, the lettering is black, and the stem is green.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 20 by 24, 20 inch wide by 24 foot, long, 24 inches, 24 foot, 20, right?
18 by 24 is, I think, what it
Yeah.
is.
It's 20 by 24.
And there are two yellows.
Yeah, probably the inner part of the.
In the flower.
Just in the flower.
And the outside of the flower, in and out.
So it is going to be used as an art gallery again. A community type art gallery, but and with photography as well.
Fine arts, antiques, collectibles. Sounds like they're selling those things.
They will.
Mhm.
Can we go back to the picture of the sign, Grace? Just to be clear on the dimensions?
Right, it says 18 by 18 in here and it says 24 by, no, so it's presented as 18 by 18 then.
Well, it's not,
It's clearly not, it's not a square, it's rectangular. So-
The existing
It's not
sign,
rectangular, so I believe it would be square, right? And who's making the sign? I believe it's the fellow Lewis in Comaquid.
It's
Doesn't
too
say.
bad we can't hear Carol. It would be so much easier if we could.
Yeah. Okay, what other question do you have?
No, I'm good. I'll move to approve.
I'll
I'll
second.
second Rosemary.
Okay.
So I think it would be a better sign for a flower store. No,
But
seriously.
it's a very small blossom, so,
Right.
flower.
Well, but petal pushers.
well, it's also a daffodil, and in the spring, we have lots of daffodils all along 6A. So,
Carol is a growing genius with flowers, absolute genius. So maybe hopefully she'll be selling some flowers there as well.
About the matte versus shiny issue, are we going to take it on faith that it will be matte white?
Why don't we specify it?
So does that need to be an amendment?
I think,
Or-
well, it's not specified in the application.
Yeah, we don't know what she's planning.
So
Whether
why don't we plan that for her?
yeah, it's primarily the white that needs to be matte.
Okay.
The-
Oh,
the
good
black
point.
And the colors of the flower, they could have a little more pizzazz.
All right, so then with an amendment that the
The white be matte.
background white be matte finish. And the rest, the lettering and the flower can be gloss.
Yeah.
And it's 18 by 18 corrected.
Well, it's
no,
not, except it's if the picture is correct, it isn't 18 by 18.
It's about
So-
18 by
The
24.
application,
So-
so I think we'll go, if it's not 18 by 18, then we'll have to,
Well, it's about the same size as the one that's there now.
I think it is.
It's going on the same post. It's using the same lights.
Yep.
So it's about the same size.
Okay. So
Okay, so we had
we had
a motion and a second, right?
Yeah.
but,
So with that amendment, the matte finish.
Well, what are we amending exactly? Just the color?
yes,
the
Okay.
white.
The finish.
matte
Yeah.
white finish.
It's more of a specification rather than an amendment. She doesn't say whether it's going to be matte or shiny.
No,
But-
and actually neither did the application for the blue house.
Yeah, that's a point too. But that's in the rearview mirror, John. Let's not go back there.
Oh.
Okay,
All
so
right.
let's take a roll call on this.
Okay.
All those in favor, Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and Richard Gagenworth, aye. So, Carol, have fun. You probably painted.
Carol always has fun.
Good. Now, you know Carol better than I do. I haven't met her yet.
No.
She's a
Have
sweetheart.
to stop in. Good. Okay.
Sorry we couldn't hear you, Carol. Good night.
If you disagree with our recommendation, call Grace.
I'll
Not me.
give you Richard's phone number right now.
I cry easily.
Okay.
Okay, the next item we have here at 34 Lookout Road, to remove a deck and construct a new one, basically in the same place. This is for Kevin Ryan, Yona, and Alexei Lebedev is the agent. So Alexei is here. Is Alexei going to speak?
Currently muted.
Is he on his telephone too?
No, I'm here.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
We're afraid we scared you away.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, perfectly.
Great. My wife is with me here, Mary. We vacationed on the Cape for 30 years, and when we both looked at retirement, we retired and moved here 3 years ago. And the first 2 years we spent working on the inside of the house, all with permits. This last summer, because of COVID, we spent a lot of time working out in the yard, doing the things that we wanted to do to the yard. And we're sensitive to the watershed and have maintained a good working relationship with conservation. The existing deck, which came with the house, had an elderly resident. And after the resident moved out of the house was vacant for a little more than a year. Hence, we had that big wood railing. We wanted to further enhance the property and make the deck less visible to the entire neighborhood and eliminate the large railing system. Grace was kind enough today. I sent in some PDF images that my wife took of the property, and we photoshopped out the large deck from the views of the house.
Yeah.
AZEC is the preferred method for us because we have a wildlife area with White's Creek behind us. And I'm amazed how much the wildlife likes to eat wood. We have deer. We're thankful to be living in such an area with all the wildlife, but it does become a problem with wood, with pressure treated wood. The environmental police don't want you chasing the animals out. Also, the additional advantage of AZEC tastefully done would be the lower upkeep as both of us age gracefully.
Yeah.
So the key advantage is less visible to the neighbors. And this is the outside view of the house here. And with the traffic flow in the circle, if you've ever been down in the area, you go to the right and come out the left. So there's no visible on the deck at all. The only deck that you actually see, the only hint of there being a deck is actually the gray railings. So I think later on, Grace will show. So here we are with the existing railings in place. You can see some teak furniture there that has been chewed by the animals. And then when we go to the next image, my wife took the railings out, and you'll see what it will look like with no railings.
Yeah, it's only like 2 steps down to the ground, right?
It's a very actually low deck. Building department has approved it. I mean, this is, we have the advantage of the marsh. We're just trying to be sensitive to the neighbors, sensitive to the wildlife, and sensitive to the wood.
Good.
Alexei is our contractor. He came over. We interviewed 3 different contractors for all the work. Everyone, came up with a similar type of thing with AZEC. It's going to have diamond piers for support, and that's basically it.
Good.
Hi guys, my name is Alexei Lebedev. I'm a contractor for
Yes.
Kevin.
Good.
Are there any abutters present?
And the planking on the top, that'll be gray, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like weathered wood. And you won't get any splinters in it.
Yes.
It's nice. Good.
And the neighborhood animals don't like AZEC nearly as much as they like wood.
Well, I think it's more chewable. It takes them longer to chew into it. It was funny to me that we put like $5,000 of teak on the back porch, and we came out of teak furniture, and we came out and they had chewed it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we have a boat repair business, and squirrels love
Yeah.
it. I don't know why.
I think it's a softer wood, but they eat cedar also.
Oh, cedar tastes good to me, actually.
As long as you have a salmon on it, right?
Chew on it regularly.
Okay.
I think it looks good, and I move to approve.
I'll second. Bob,
Okay, so all in favor, Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and Richard Gegenworth. Aye. So good luck, and hopefully the animals don't like it at all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome, Kev.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good, let's see. We move on to Nottingham Drive, 117 Nottingham Drive. This is to do some painting and siding, the trim, and the front door, it says here. Jeff Humber and Barbara Saxton are the owners. Jose De Sousa of De Sousa Maintenance is the painter. So I think I had a question. It showed it was grizzle gray. The siding was going to be grizzle gray, but I don't recall seeing anything for the front door. Do we have Jeff here, or Jose, or Barbara?
Jeff is muted.
Can you hear us now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. We didn't have anything for the front door, but what our intention is to do a black front door.
Uh-huh.
And it is this, my wife's sitting here next to me,
HC 190.
but is it Sherwin-Williams? or-
That's a Benjamin Moore.
It's a
HC
Benjamin Moore HC 190. And the house itself is the front and one side of it. Those are the only two sides that are painted.
Yep.
And the others are cedar shingle. And that will go from this sort of barfy lime green to, it's called Grizzle Gray. It's a Sherwin-Williams paint. And we included, it's HC, no, Sherwin-Williams is the, which one do we have?
7068.
Yeah, it's, okay, it's SW 7068. And we included a picture of a house in our neighborhood at 112 Marshside. It's owned by Donna Wold. And that's
number
the one.
12? Is that
Yeah,
number
that's
12?
the color. That's what it's gonna look like.
Okay.
What was the Sherwin-Williams color? SC,
It's SW 7068.
okay.
And I wish we had that house, but.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, your house is very nice.
Very nice.
But it's painted that green.
So they painted the shingle.
Okay. So
Yeah, that side's shingles and the front's clapboard. So we're painting the two sides that are already painted so that they'll be gray. And the other sides are just the brown cedar. That's the side, not the front.
so you're changing the green to gray.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's
And that, yeah, changed.
that gray on. I think I'm on page 6. Grace. You ever want to see that?
Called Grizzle Gray.
That's a
Yeah,
nice-
it's a Sherwin-Williams. It's that color.
Yep.
It's an unfortunate name, but a nice color.
It's an old grizzly bear.
I mean, we sort of drove around the neighborhood looking at different grays, and we really liked that one. So I ended up introducing myself to the people. We're sort of here, I think, similar to one of your previous speakers. We're sort of half-time here, half-time Virginia, but we're moving up here probably within the year full-time.
Good. You will be very welcome.
We look forward to being here. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, and white trim. So
Yes.
have a motion on this?
I move to approve.
I'll
Wow.
second Paula.
All those seconded it. Now, all those in favor, Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gegenwath, aye. So
Thank you.
good luck with it all. And
That's the next step. Getting it actually painted.
good.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
All right. The next one is big job. 41 Heather Lane. It's the installation of new siding, the front door, window sashes, landscaping. It's a kind of an overrun house that hasn't been touched in years, I think. Stingray City Realty is the owner. William Arcant is the builder. So do we have William or Stingray Realty?
Bill is muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. So how do you pronounce your last name? Bashant?
Yep, yes.
Good. Good. Okay, so this house is in much need of repair.
Yes.
And the siding, what are you doing on the siding?
Well, I had hoped to use the Dover gray in the vinyl, and if that's not approved, then I'd like to do that same color on the front clapboards and cedar shingle the sides, and then use a cranberry color on the doors, the exterior doors.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I would go, you could use vinyl clapboard on the front of the house and cedar all around.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to do that. And then the windows, I'm gonna match the same grid pattern that's already there, and the existing windows are gonna stay. The window frames, we're just gonna use inserts.
Ah. So that'll help the energy, the double pane.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Okay, you do anything to the roof?
We already got a permit to do the weathered wood in the Certainteed,
Yep, okay.
and that was done.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to change the front door to a leaded oval glass to give it a little bit of class and style.
Ah,
Nice.
this is kind of off the beaten track a little bit. Normally, we're not crazy about using the elliptical leaded glass doors.
Well, I don't have a problem with, I just want something nice there. Like you could do a 6-light door in the cranberry.
Yep,
Maybe preferable.
yeah.
Sure.
because The elliptical things, they're really not for a Cape Cod style house. This is
Okay, that's fine.
Architecturally, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
People like them because of pizzazz, you know. But if you put a decent 6-light door, or six panel door with lights at the top, we're flexible on that.
Okay.
And cranberry color works too.
Yeah, sure would.
Good.
Need
And
to
then
leave-
I did a small landscape plan just for something to replace what was there.
Right, I saw that.
Um,
Someplace.
I don't see a landscape plan.
I think there was
I-
one
I-
at the very
I don't
end.
think- Do we
Here
really need to?
here you go. Here it is with the 2-gallon.
Boxwoods and then
Oh, I see.
arborvitae's.
Right,
And grass in the front.
sure.
You're gonna take the vines off the side of the house.
You couldn't see the house before we got there.
That's why. I don't know if it was for sale for long, but everybody probably went driving by. There's no house there.
Well, good. That's great then. Or.
It'll be a nice improvement.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it will. I'd move to approve.
I'll second. Rosemary.
Very
John.
good. So a roll call. All in favor? Rosemary,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Paul Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Geigenroth, is aye. So hopefully you can get started on this pretty soon before it gets too cold.
Greatly appreciated.
Good. You're very welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Now,
Oh, we're back to Old Hyannis Road.
No,
yeah,
oh, hold on.
No,
Before we
it's-
go forward,
not really. That would be 8, but there's only 7 because we already did it.
before we go forward, was there an amendment on that front door so it wouldn't be oval?
Yeah,
Oh, right, yes.
Just so I
Good
can write that down.
point.
yeah. He suggested a 6
made the
light
motion.
or 6 panel with 2 lights on the top.
Okay. And
with
then,
cranberry color.
yes, I do have that on file. It's a nice shade. Didn't anticipate not to be in my office tonight.
So,
Ignore that final one. That was, I copy and pasted and placed.
oh,
in a
I
file.
see, okay, that's the
It's
same.
the same application. I just, for whatever reason, my eyes play tricks and didn't delete it.
You stuttered.
The tricks on me.
I know.
No, oh,
Everyone.
The item that we had tabled last time was item number 20A096, which was a house on number 5 Marshside Drive. The problem last time was no one was here to represent it.
ah,
So Jamie McGrath might be here to represent it.
He is. I've promoted you to panelist, Jamie. You just need to unmute and then you can speak. The application.
um,
Bottom left of your screen, Jamie.
Yeah, I got it now. Can you hear
Okay. Yep.
Oh, good, you can even see you.
there we
me?
go.
Boy, this whole meeting, I was wondering if I was gonna be able to figure this out. Probably what happened last time.
You're doing very well.
Honestly, it's not.
Give us a hand, will you?
So I'm sorry, I didn't even talk during my application with the Yarmouth Dreams Pool Cabana, but apparently everything is okay there. So I'm sorry for missing the last meeting. I guess I did. The current one is for Arthur Chapralis. It's a smaller pool shed. It's more of a storage shed by his pool down on Marsh View, I think it is.
Marsh side.
Marsh Side.
Side.
Yep. And if you've been by this property, the house sits very proud up on the hill. The pool sits lower to the right-hand side of the property. There's a fence that's gonna mostly kind of show I don't know that you're gonna see this pool shed from the road at all.
Yeah.
But if you do, it's dip shingles to match the house, white trim to match the house. There is the windows in the home are Terratone, so we have Terratone windows. There's only one window that faces the road. There's a small French door that faces the pool area. I don't really, I think everything that we're proposing meets colors and to match the house colors and should meet the act, the Old Kings Highway Act.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, obviously, I'm happy to answer them.
The only question I have, you probably can't answer, and that is the wall on the front, which is looking like plastic. It's a white 6-foot tall fence, which certainly will hide the shed. However, I consider that a temporary fence because it's got to go.
Okay. Does that face the river?
Yeah, no, it faces the bay.
It faces, farther up. Okay. I've seen that. And I could never understand how that was allowed in the first place.
They didn't approve it. It never came before us.
Ah, okay.
We have lots of paperwork on the house and the grounds going back for 2 years from 2018. Started.
Yeah, it looked like I thought it was a retaining wall at first. I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. It just got to go. It's completely out of place in that neighborhood.
Right.
In any neighborhood, actually, in a historic district. But all the other houses and that one are all beautiful, nice settings and everything. And this, I don't know what they were. So we have to put them up for a violation. It's got nothing to do with Jamie's work tonight.
Right.
The shed looked fine, the location looked good.
I didn't realize that wasn't permitted. Obviously, I probably would have talked to the homeowner about that. I took the picture and submitted that with the application, probably assuming that we're behind schedule on this building as everybody. We're a little bit with COVID, we're behind schedule. So I would assume, knowing the homeowner, he's spared very little expense in terms of getting things done there, that if his landscaper pool guy put that fence up without permission, that he would, I'm assuming he's gonna have no choice but to change it from the sounds of it. If he did, he'd probably go with like a black iron, black aluminum fence, something that meets the act, or a cedar fence. Again, I don't know that, and Richard, you alluded to this, is I don't know that I think my shed matches everything having to do with the house. The fence does not. I prefer that not be part of my application process, but I can tell Arthur tomorrow that he's gonna have a problem with the fence.
We'll talk about the fence outside of this application then.
Right.
It's a separate issue.
So,
Right, but parenthetically, since you mentioned black aluminum, that wouldn't fly either in that location, so it would have to be cedar.
Cedar
if we're
fence?
gonna- Yeah, if we're gonna allow it, and we'd need to see it. So, but it has nothing to do.
I'll leave that to the homeowner and the pool guy.
Right. But since the chairman brought it up.
In regards to the fence, I'll be sure, Jamie, to call Arthur tomorrow and speak to him directly, just so that he knows the amendments that need to be made.
Good, okay. So the shed looks good. Do we have a motion on this?
I'll move to approve, Paula.
Great. Second,
I'll second Rosemary.
very good. So all in favor, Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gagenwath, is an aye. So good luck with everything there, Jamie, on this.
Can I ask you guys a quick question?
Sure.
This isn't regarding that application, if we're all set with that, but I had a shed exemption. Do you guys do those prior to the meeting or after?
Jamie.
Tristan Williams, it was 52 Ellis Circle. We had her on our schedule to build within a week or so, and I just wanted to see if it got approved so that I know if I can apply for the permit.
It's been approved, so I'm gonna have to issue that. I am working remotely this week, so I'm gonna have to work
Okay.
with staff because they do have to get clocked in with the town clerk, but it
I'll
has.
bump
been-
it, I can bump it a few days or a week. That's not a problem. I just figured I'd ask. I didn't know if it was after or
Yeah.
prior to the meeting. Okay, so it's been approved, but so we'll wait a week on that.
Right.
Thank you so much, folks.
You're very welcome.
Have
Welcome.
a nice
Good
Thanksgiving.
night.
You too.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Okay. All right, so,
I have some questions about some things if,
yeah, we,
open discussion.
yeah, we are. We have election coming next week.
Right.
And we're hoping to do a switch for next year. Jane, in her work, she's going to have more time to perhaps take some courses. And so she felt that she wouldn't be able to commit to being on the meetings all the time, but she would like to continue, and she could do that as a backup alternate. And at the same time, I thought, well, Paula's doing a great job and she's here most of the time. So maybe Paula would like to step up to a regular member, and she agreed to that. Now, the only problem is that you would have had to get something like 25 signatures on a thing nominating you, and it would have had to been in like 3 weeks ago. So instead, we can do it by writing in, go to vote for her next week on Monday night and write it in for Paula's.
And this is at the fire station?
Fire station, and the clerk will be there.
And I kind of missed that lengthy discussion prior to the email. I can go back to it, but maybe you could run it by us all again.
Gracie, that was from 5 to 6, was it?
I'm gonna have to look back on it.
5 to,
But it should be from 5 to 6.
okay.
I've been talking to Mary Mazowski. She's the town clerk. She's been there only for a couple months now.
Yeah.
I would
How many
recommend-
votes
Yeah, I was just going to say, does she
are
need
needed?
25?
I don't know, because I've stepped out of the election process only because we were both new, so I wanted her to.
I'll bring my
She
wife.
wants everyone to contact the clerk's office regarding elections, so I've let her do that.
Well, we haven't gotten anybody else applying, right? Nobody submitted.
That is a question for the town clerk's office. I don't have jurisdiction over that.
Oh, don't you think Mary would have told you that somebody had put in a sheet of names?
No,
That's just supposition.
yeah, not regarding an election. No, I don't have any business knowing that.
All right, let's get out the vote for Paula.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we?
All right.
Friends,
So do we need?
So I
25?
think I have to mention that the timing probably couldn't be worse because I'm leaving at 8 o'clock Monday morning for California.
You can't
So you
vote
can't vote for yourself.
absentee ballot, mail in.
Not again. I don't want to go there.
Oh, but do we need 25 votes? We
No,
just-
no.
No,
all right.
those were nominating signatures.
We're just bypassing the whole 25
Right.
signature thing, right? We're just ignoring that.
We've done it before.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair
Ignoring
enough.
it. We're not ignoring it. We're driven to have Paula on our board.
Yeah.
So, now you have a high bar here because I hold a record for votes.
I'm thinking lawn signs and bumper stickers.
I had a
It's 2
landslide.
or
Yeah,
3.
There won't be any banners or bumper stickers or signs. I'm going to be in California picking up a camper.
Oh, you break my heart.
John, do you hold the record at 2 or 3 votes? How many?
17 I had.
How many?
17. I could have had
17?
50.
Wow.
I've warned you guys in the past, not to take these lightly. And I mean, I would have gotten 50 votes if I thought I needed them. But
All right, okay.
there are people on some boards in this town that should not have been elected. Okay, and let's not get one on our board.
John.
Okay, well, we'll shoot for. we'll
We
shoot
might want to
for,
leave that one alone.
We'll
Yeah,
shoot for
exactly.
18 votes for Paula.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
it.
go.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
commit- I'll commit to one, and if I could vote more than
Yeah.
once, I would.
Or else not.
Talk it up with the neighbors, you know, you
All
can
right.
carpool or something.
I
I'll
guess
do that.
Up in Maryland,
Yeah.
I
My
do
neighbor
it,
says vote early and vote often.
Right,
Right. all politics is local.
okay.
So we're still on other business?
Yes.
I have a question. Good luck, Paula.
Thank you.
I wasn't able to attend the meeting where there was a discussion about the Boy Scout, whatever.
the new design.
Yeah.
And it was a new design, and how did that go over?
It went over very well.
Yeah,
The new design was completely different from the
Yeah.
old one.
Is it still on the street? Is it still the building?
no, it's been moved back, and
It's
it's,
back further, and the parking area is not right adjacent to the street either.
Okay,
It's more behind it.
all right,
And they've got a landscape plan, so it
Yeah.
covers a lot of the buildings, so.
right.
And the design is much more in keeping, much more Cape Cod than Adirondack style.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
gray with white trim and proper windows and
Okay,
dressings on the windows. The
so,
overhangs are good.
but this is the third time they've been back? This is the third time?
Yeah, yeah. The one recently, and then they had one long ago. That was like 2 years ago.
Right. So my only question was one of my problems with it. What does the neighborhood support the size of the project? When we consider in the bulletin, it's the betterment and the health of the local neighborhood.
Right.
Does in fact Pine Street support the size of the project? And also, I think maybe I'm here after the fact now, but I'm not convinced that it's just not a convention center. It's going to be used by other people other than the Boy Scouts that admitted, but only admitted under questioning by me in the past. So at what point does it become a convention center, or is it in fact? I understand. I'm sure it will be used as a STEM teaching as a school, but if in fact it's used 5 times as often as a convention center, which they say it's going to be open to outside groups, when does it become a convention center and not a school or not a Cub Scout camp in the woods?
Yeah. One
Is
thing
it
I-
a point of concern that the Boy Scouts have declared bankruptcy? Is that of any concern to this project?
No, I don't think so. I think they already have funding for this. That's,
Okay.
you brought up a valid point, because who's paying for this?
Yes, I mean, what if they lose and they
I
have
don't
no
know.
money?
When something of this scale does, at what point would it kick in consideration by by a higher authority than us? Like the Cape Cod Commission, for instance.
Well, the Cape Cod Commission involvement in Old Kings Highway is a little bit different from a regular historic commission. That's something I'd need to do a little bit more research. The discussions that I've had with Sarah Korjeff is that they tend to be a little bit more hands-off on certain things, because we would have to speak to the regional board for Old Kings
Right.
Highway, because that would be our first point of contact for a higher jurisdiction.
What
I mean,
was
in
the square?
regards to-
Does anyone remember offhand the square? I'll look it up. I didn't look it up.
well,
The
I can
square
send
footage of the building was really large.
Yeah, it would be more like 50,000 square feet.
Oh,
No.
God.
for
I-
them
I
to
can
get
send you
involved.
the application and the YouTube link to our
Okay,
last meeting.
yeah. Well, can I, is our old applications Yeah, just send me the number. I can look up, I can see the application.
This, John, this has been scaled down quite a bit. For example, remember before you had this walkway to get up for
Right.
handicap?
So the Boy Scouts wouldn't get lost in the woods. If you remember correctly, that was their excuse.
The access ranch was for wheelchairs. And now they did away with that because it's coming down to
Right.
ground level.
Good.
So
That-
they
that
didn't
was-
need all that, which, that takes the roof down too.
Yes.
And,
You made a very, that was a very good point you made. That-
yeah, and the pitch of the roofs and everything, so that the total height of it turned out to be something like 28 feet.
Okay,
The
Back to
ridge
house.
line.
okay.
And then they put a couple of doghouse dormers on one side too, to break it up.
Now, there were neighbors there were abutters at the,
One lady can. One lady
She's still
can.
not happy. That woman across the street is still not happy.
her attorney was with her.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it sounded like, if they were putting a pup tent, that she wouldn't be happy.
well, I can't speak to that. Okay, I just wanted to hear from you guys, rather than just read it, and look at the application myself, if you were
Yeah.
satisfied with it.
Good.
Okay,
Okay.
The new design is radically different, John.
that's good.
Radically different.
That's a very good point about the bankruptcy,
Yeah.
pending bankruptcy.
May not be any Boy Scouts.
I
at
mean,
all.
I don't know if it's chapter 7 or chapter 11, which they can recover from over time, but it's still, I think it's a point of concern if there's no money.
We
To
can't
us,
consider that though.
yeah, it's not our concern.
Yeah, it's not our purview, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, we'll find out when they come in with a definite plan to get approved.
Mhm. Was it moved back from the room?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Well, if you old fogies are all in line with it, then I probably will be too. Right, Bob?
Say it again, I couldn't understand you.
You're an old fogey, Bob.
I'm too old, my
I
hearing's
was
bad.
objecting to something that I called me an old fogey, and he's not getting off the hook for it for a very long time. So there.
I think I'm the youngster here. I could be wrong.
Other than our host.
So I had a discussion with Jim Wilson today. We got a house in Sandwich. There's a section of Sandwich which they had the glass factory, and the workers in the glass factory had little houses nearby, and this whole section of Sandwich, they started building those houses around 1830, and what they've been doing is tearing some down and rebuilding, and a couple of them were built identical to what they tore down, which isn't too bad, but other ones more recently, they put up bigger, nice houses. And so someone came in to get a demolition permit, and they got approved.
Oh,
And a neighbor who also owns an antique house put in an appeal, a very lengthy, very well written document with lots of pictures. And so that's going to be on my agenda December 15th, because we have to act on those things within 30 days once we get an appeal.
Does
So that's
that
going to be an
neighborhood
interesting.
have a name? Does it like our old campground up on Willow Street?
If you wait for 1 second, I'll get it on my kitchen table.
That's been going on. Has everyone been in that little campground right at the railroad tracks on Willow Street?
pass by it all the time, but I've never been in.
Oh, you should go in and see the houses in there are just, the little cutest little cottages you've ever seen. But some of them have been torn down and, you know,
That's a shame. That's a historic property, that
yeah,
whole complex.
it is. That's on the register, but I don't know how they're getting demolition permits in there, but they are.
Hmm.
Well, this was on the headlines of the Sandwich Enterprise article in the newspaper. Another Jarvisville house headed for the chopping block.
Jobsville?
Jarvis, Jarves.
Oh, Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Oh, Jarvis.
Jarvisville. That's the area we call it.
And it's in the historic district?
It's a historic district unto its own within the Old Kings Highway.
Okay,
This-
I can find out more about that.
This Jarvisville area is
Some people
historic.
In the government in Sandwich, that would be interesting to follow up because I am aware of the fact that there are several of these little cottages up in that little village up off of Willow Street that are people are considering knocking down. Then hiring engineers to say that they are no longer salvageable,
Oh, yeah.
which is, you know, whoever gets the job. gets
Is,
paid.
is that in Yarmouth or Barnstable?
I believe it's still Yarmouth.
It's Yarmouth.
I think
but
so
it's on
too.
It's on the south side of 6,
Yeah.
which means we have no
Unfortunately.
jurisdiction.
Oh,
We
yeah,
don't
it's
have
not- yeah, it's not in the historic district for us.
No.
Yeah, that's right, it's south. Good, okay, so I don't have anything else.
I just have one little thing, all this confusion about muting and unmuting. Is there some way we can get information to the applicants in advance of the meeting for how they can unmute themselves? Because it takes a lot of time, that fumbling around, and maybe there's a way to educate the applicants as to how to make their presentations via Zoom.
Yeah,
Then what you'd want to do is start out with a header of which device are you using, and branch out from there. Using a phone, thusly this way, this way, this way. Is it a smartphone? Is it a landline? Whatever. Or if you're using an iPad, I get a totally different experience of this from an iPad. If you're using a computer, I think it would be all the same, whether it's a Macintosh or a Dell or whatever. So yeah, that's a good, very good point, Bob. I wouldn't know how to unmute my phone if I was calling in. It's a good question.
Yeah, I can draft something together. And then I
That
can.
would be great.
Thank you.
It would go right with the application, maybe, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd be good.
like that.
It's a good idea.
Oh, Bob.
yeah, if you send it to the.
Volunteer of the night again. I'm gonna have to.
He's going for the record.
I'm right there for you, John. You too, Rosemary and Paula.
There's the
Richard and Grace, all of you.
And I'll tell you someday about this a painting behind here, which was the fellow almost went to jail for.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's a-
All right.
have
Well,
public
listen.
comment.
What, Grace?
We have public comment.
Oh,
So
Do we need a motion to adjourn?
I thought someone was going to speak.
Oh, I see.
Mary, you had your hand
Mary.
raised.
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
You too.
I just had a general question. I was the one that submitted the chat earlier. I'm the trustee of my mom's condo, which happens to be in Heatherwood, Kingsway.
Right,
And I received a mailed notice of the Historic District Committee meeting from November 9.
Yep.
And I received it by US mail here in New Jersey on November 13th. So my question is about the tabled item 20-A91 about the roofs and the siding at Heatherwood. And I'm just wondering if it was discussed and approved.
It was.
It was approved? Okay.
Yeah, they didn't show at the previous meeting. So we had-
Okay, in October.
and then when they came in, it was further discussion because we had one just like this about 2 years ago.
Okay,
And at that time, they were using particular vinyl shingles on the side of those dog
okay,
kind of dormers. And they explained that they wanted to do the same thing, but they had switched to a better quality.
okay,
Individual vinyl shingles that they'll be putting up. And
okay.
they are much better.
All right.
We've seen them in use. So they're going to be doing that throughout the whole bunch of buildings that they have there.
Yeah,
And so it's like a couple of years project. And it'll be simplified for them so that each time they, instead of coming into a meeting, they could just send in the paperwork on it so we know it's going to be done. And
Okay.
we'll be able to approve them more expeditiously.
okay.
Not hold up the work.
Thank you.
So it should go smoothly.
Okay, yeah, and the reason I wanted to hear about it is because, of course, they've told the residents there's going to be an assessment. And as the trustee for the condo, which we are trying to sell, the assessment affects the ability to sell it, besides the fact that no one's looking at condos right now in Heatherwood. So
Well,
that's the reason I asked the question.
I had heard that the whole board had resigned.
I don't know because I'm not privy to all the ins and outs. They don't email.
The homeowners group that was
Ah,
the so-called board,
okay,
they got alarmed because there'd be a quote assessment.
yeah,
So they all
I'm
quit.
sure.
And
I'm sure.
that didn't come up in our discussion with them.
That's scuttlebutt in the town, right?
The entire place has changed hands, am I right?
I think it may have. That's what I've heard rumors of, but I don't know that for sure. I don't know that that happened this year in 2020.
Mary, if you contact my office, I can send you that application total for your review if you'd like.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and I'll reach out to your office. Do you want me to do that by email?
Yeah, that would be best.
Okay. Just a comment for the public when you're trying to unmute yourselves. When I do a lot of Zoom and WebEx meetings, I don't want to get off topic here, but for work every day, all day. And thank you for your email. If you could leave it up for just a second, I'll write it down. But when you're first in the meeting, the only thing that I see as public is a chat or a hand raising option. I don't have the microphone or the video option. And when you unmuted me, then I rejoined. So it does take a few seconds for it to redirect and join me back to the meeting and give me video and audio options.
And are you doing this on your laptop or
I'm
desktop?
on laptop.
Okay.
That's right, because we've decided that you bring up a good point. I always forget this because instead of the meeting option, Yarmouth has chosen to do the webinar option. And when you
Yeah.
enter as an attendee, she's right, you can only chat or ask to speak. You don't
Or
get
raise your
you
hand,
have
yeah.
to reload. You are right about, I forgot about that.
So there's going to be a few second delay. It was very quick. I was concerned that I got disconnected, but I just waited and it joined right back up again. So it was pretty quick relative to what I've experienced from work. So
You got a terrific view from your house of the Golden.
Yeah.
yeah, that would be really nice. That's my Zoom background.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for your
Thank
time.
you. All right. I move to adjourn.
Second, John Stewart.
Okay, all in favor of adjournment. We have Rosemary Nichols,
Aye.
John Stewart,
Aye.
and Bob Wilkins,
Aye.
and Paula Morrison,
Aye.
and myself, Richard Gegenwath. Wishes everyone a good Thanksgiving. Stay safe and don't get into trouble with big groups.
Yes, Paula, that's direct.
Don't forget to vote Monday.
I'm gonna be gone at 5 in the morning. I'm leaving at 5 in the morning.
I'm talking to everybody else.
Come home, Al, come home, Al.
And I won't be here for the 7th either. I'm coming back on the 13th.
Are you driving back?